Greetings from Russia. On your screens is the entrance of a house in an urban-type settlement in the Moscow region. It's about 30 miles from Moscow. Now its name is MMC2. In Soviet times, there was a land reclamation base around which these houses were built to give workers a place to live. And this is the adjacent territory. Pay attention how much green here. It is literally a village located in the forest. And by the way, this is not uncommon in Russia. In the future, I will show cities with millions of people in which there is also a lot of greenery. Is there such a thing in any country in the world except Russia? If there is, share it in the comments. It's quite clean here, although the roads leave much to be desired. People are quite prosperous and not poor. Look at the vehicles. It's quite diverse, isn't it? I won't say that there are a lot of cars in Russia, but I will say that there are not a few. 6 out of 10 people have wheels. Everyone living on the first floor has a plot of land. Yes, it's not big, but it allows you to grow something for your soul. Parsley, dill, flowers, cucumbers, tomatoes, even potatoes. As you can see, there are apple trees, pears. But some people just use it for fun. And some people just put up clothes dryers. You can see in the crowns there are bags for leaves and dried wood. Sticks and old grass are collected and put in them. Frankly, I'm against it. So, the earth does not get the necessary substances that are formed in humus. Don't be frightened. This is not an average Russian citizen. It's just a worker who went out to buy water. Also, you can observe private garages. In them, people leave their cars. Ahead is the roof of the village store. How do you think the presence of such voluminous vegetation is good or not? Write your thoughts in the comments. In my opinion, the only unnecessary link here is an old rotted fence. It spoils the whole view. New buildings in the distance. Russia is a country of contrasts. Here can neighbor something very new with something very old-fashioned. And maybe it's not bad, but I'm for old-fashioned. Conservatism is more acceptable to me. This car, by the way, is called a VAZ 2104. It's a very old car, but in America, cars are better. This is a village store. People in it can satisfy their natural needs for food and alcohol. So what we've got here is meat and convenience foods. Fruit, vegetables, birch juice, and charcoal for those who want to barbecue in the woods. Household chemicals, groceries, more semi-finished products. Prices, by the way, are not small. If you go to the city, all the same can be bought for 30% cheaper. Ice cream, chips, beer, and hard liquor. There was my summer house here a long time ago. It burned down, and now the lot is empty. I love the view, especially the trees along the road and the uncut grass. There's a charm to it. The little house is a shed for household tools, and in Russia, this is what wells look like, where you can get drinking water. Here we come to the playground. Here we are approaching the playground. The young pine trees around are just beautiful. Here are tourniquets and bars on which children are doing workout. And this is a little overgrown flower bed. But I like it better this way. Playground almost fell down. There's a hole. Everything you need is there. sandbox, swings, and this big crap I don't know what to call it, but very entertaining for kids. Sometimes adults sit here, drinking beer, discussing politics. Oh, I forgot to mention the carousel. There's a carousel too. Moving on to my old school, where I went from 1989 to 1997. It may seem strange why there's no one around. It's because it's Sunday, and I'm shooting at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. People here like to sleep. This bridge was built because they're laying gas. It was built for children going to school from other nearby villages. Local artists who are everywhere. Oh, somebody put up a mat to dry. You know what's behind that fence? That used to be the school grounds. In the Soviet Union, kids had to do what's called practicum every year. You couldn't get credit for the school year if you didn't work on this plot. There was a garden and a vegetable garden. Children learned how to fertilize the soil, take care of plants, teamwork, planning, replanting trees. Now it's a training center for military cadets. For some reason, they put a camouflage net on the fence, probably to avoid painting it. Over there in the distance, you can see the silhouette of an orphanage. Or rather, it used to be an orphanage. Now it is a boarding school for cadets, where parents send their children to get their primary military education. The conditions there are creepy, very strict discipline. The strong dominate the weak. Children live by the laws of the pack. As you may have heard, there's a lot of birds in this village. It's all thanks to the preserved biome of the planet. But it won't last. I think soon our ministers and mayors, whose professionalism leaves much to be desired, will roll everything here into asphalt, and the animals will be gone, along with the health of the land. These fortifications are used for tactical exercises. I'd rather it stayed a school site. The power substation that supplies the whole village, the school, and the cadet corps. This is actually the school where I used to study. In those days, the composition of the school was 70% of children from orphanages and 30% from those who lived in a normal family. Now everything is the same, but instead of orphans, 70% of cadets are studying. This is a very old school. It was built in 1935. And I can't say it's changed much since then. There are 3 flags, one of which is Russian. A plaque honoring a Russian soldier who died in Afghanistan. Honestly, I don't understand why he deserved it. 16,000 people died there. This is already a memorial plaque to the teachers and students of this school who died during the Second World War. I agree, it makes sense. It was certainly cozier when I was young. There was also a garden, and on the square, which has now been turned into a training ground, there was an excellent sports ground, which was demolished after the orphanage was converted into a cadet corps. I guess marching is healthier than playing sports. This is my first video on this channel. I ask you to support me so that I would be motivated to make similar review videos for you. And not only in this format, but also about technologies that are freely available to Russians and about the order and manners of our people. Greetings from Russia. Subscribe.